Hey everyone, and welcome to today's video. And I'm doing something new today, and it has been highly requested ever since I showed my Bible journaling where I do my art, specifically just in this Bible. So I'm taking the plunge and giving it a go, showing you how I do my art. Now I have been stalling on this one. This is Genesis chapter 23, and I have chosen to do the field of Ephraim in Machpelah. So what I do is I read through the whole chapter that I'm drawing, and then I decide on something that symbolizes that theme. And I chose this cave, and this is where Sarah was being buried. And so I thought, okay, that's a great idea. There was nothing else in that chapter really that had any imagery to it. However, I just could not imagine it in my head. I don't know why. It took me weeks and weeks to try and get a visual that I wanted. And the thing with art, if you do art, you'll know, is it looks terrible at first. I mean, look at it. It's so bad. It looks so terrible for the longest time. And then especially if you don't have a clear vision, you just don't really know where it's going. And that's kind of how I felt doing this. So what I chose to do is have an outside view. I mean, there's no point looking into a cave because it's just a black hole. I thought it wouldn't be particularly inspiring. So I chose to do a cave looking out onto a field. So yeah, I chose to do a view from a cave looking out into a field in Israel, because this sepulchre that she was buried in was a cave in the field. That's all we know about it really. And it doesn't exist today. I think it's been covered over with a temple or a monument or something. So I couldn't even see what it looked like. So I had to just kind of put it together myself. So that is what I'm doing here. So as you can see, I've chosen to use colour and pencils. I do use various different types of medium. Generally, really just pencil and watercolour. What I like about these pencils is that they are watercolour as well. So if I added water onto them, it would create obviously a watercolour effect, but I chose to just use them as pencils today. And as you can see, the way I do my art is I like to build up layers. Tend to start with the lightest colours and then work my way up to the darkest, which is why I've left the outer edge of the cave until last, because it's going to be really dark. So what I've tried to do, I don't know if you can tell, it's coming together, but you'll see that the bottom part of the greenery with the grass and things, that is going to be coming out of the cave, and then you're looking out into a beautiful field with a blue sky and everything, and the grass kind of gets lighter the further you go out into the distance, and darker the closer it is to you. And you'll notice later on when I do the cave is darkest in the depths where our viewpoint is. So yeah, it is tough. I love doing Bible art, but I find it really hard to sit down and find the time and the inspiration. The hardest part for me is when I don't know what I want to draw, because what I'm trying to do for this Bible is have imagery for every chapter or every page. So far I've gone every single page of Genesis up to this point, and as you can see, chapter 24 spills over to the next side, so I have an entire chapter for that too that I'm going to do on that page. So yeah, I don't do writing usually, well, not a quote on its own. Sometimes I put a quote on the art, but yeah, I tend to just do an imagery, something that will help me visualize what's going on in that chapter. And it really does help actually when I'm flicking through. It reminds me of what went down. Like I've got one of the apple for the first sin, which I believe is chapter 3, just from my memory of doing the Bible art. And then you'll see also how I do the genealogy chapters as well, because a lot of Genesis has got that too, which you think is hard to visualize. But yeah, if you want to see how I've done previous pages, by the way, I do show it in a couple of videos. You'll see it in my Bible collection and in my goals for 2023. You'll see a little sneak peek of that as well. So yeah, I'm really relieved to finally have this chapter done, just because it was really weighing over me for the longest time. I got stumped and I didn't move forward with my Bible art because I was stumped on this chapter. And then the pressure increased because I had so many of you asking to see how I do my Bible art. So now I felt like I couldn't even hide it if it was really bad and just keep it in the depths, because I really did want to share it with you. And then the Lord kind of just told me, don't even worry about it. So far, everything you've done in this Bible, you've been proud of. I feel like his hand is over me when I do it. So I thought, okay, I believe in you. You know, this is all for your glory, Lord. You're not going to let it fail because it's for you. So I went on with it and I did it, even though I wasn't confident in myself. I was confident in him. And up to this point, somehow they come together. It's the weirdest thing. I'm no professional artist by any means. I literally just do it as a hobby. I'm self-taught, but still, when you've got that blank page and you start, I don't know if you feel the same, but I always think, how am I gonna do this? Like, is this gonna turn out like what I can see in my head? I don't know. And when you start, especially with coloring pencils, it does look like a 3-year-old has been coloring them in. But when you persevere, particularly just layering, layer. Right, don't go hard in on the first go round. Just build it up lightly. Yes, it will look really bad at first, but it comes together. So build up that depth. The closer something is to you, you can make it darker or lighter depending on what you're looking at. Obviously, I'm doing a viewpoint from a cave, so the inside is going to be really, really dark. And then as you go out, it gets lighter and lighter and greener. So yeah, that is how I am building up this page. It came out better than I had thought it would. I just kept layering until I felt I had that depth, because I think what can make these pictures of mine look a bit flat is when you don't have that depth. So I will go in with a darker pencil and just give that depth to the grass and the separation between the field and the cave, just to make sure that it really gives that illusion of depth, which will just make it look so much better. So I'm just gonna be quiet for the last minute or so of the video and just let you enjoy my process. If you have any questions or comments about my Bible art or anything in general, please do leave them below and I'll be happy to answer them. And also give this video a thumbs up if you like this kind of stuff, and then I can record and share the rest of my videos with you. And hopefully I'll get that inspiration to continue creating Bible art, because I do really enjoy it. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, Jesus loves you very much. God willing, I'll speak to you really soon. And until then, I hope you have a blessed day. Bye.